today, and you have enough just to be competitive?
Well, I think we're going to do everything we can to make sure that we balance it out. Even today, we used Goldie through almost 50 pitches, I think, and Minnie and Holmberg, and I think that Infante. We're just going to have to do the best we can. Honestly, I mean, there's no, like we talked about earlier today, there's no lamenting anything. This is the situation we're in. I think those guys want the ball every time I give it to them, and they want to do a good job, and we're going to try to keep it respectable as much as we can, and in some cases win some ball games.
Ricky, last on James, I mean, he started strong and then just sort of stopped.
I mean, that's kind of where he's been a little bit, over the last few of his starts. I mean, he's still trying to make adjustments. He's still trying to go out there and compete. He's trying to give you as much as he can. There's only so much he can do. In the end, obviously, he gets into a little crunch there in the fifth, and the bases loaded with nobody out. I think we made I don't know if we made a couple errors in that particular inning, which didn't help. And he's trying to get himself into a situation for Rizzo, and Rizzo ends up getting a pitch up out over the plate that he drives. And then, we got to go back to the bullpen again and see if they can just minimize damage. So that's just, today was one of those days where we're going to have to just keep fighting. I think the reality is the guys know that you're not going to always get perfect starts from everybody, and that from the offensive side, you still have to go out there and compete and try to score some runs.
Even in the loss, you had a good moment with Moncada hitting his first career home run tonight.
Yeah, I mean, he really put a good charge into that ball in the left center field. Right off the bat, too. I mean, the ball really jumped off his bat. I think it was a breaking ball, too. Stayed on it, really good swing. I think his at-bats in general were pretty good. I think, both sides, and I'll say it, probably both sides got squeezed a little bit in either case, but I thought most of the guys put together some pretty good at-bats.
You're familiar with Arrieta. What did he do well? What was working for him tonight?
Well, it's pretty good arm, good fastball, breaking ball that had some depth and some bite. His arm is pretty lively, so he did what he normally does. He tries to attack the strike zone. He can run balls in and off the plate, and then he throws that breaking ball that, if you're a left-handed hitter, starts like it's going to reach the other box and ends up coming back, and if you're a right-handed hitter, it starts like it's going to hit you and then ends up being on the other side of the plate. So that's a pretty unique ability that he has, the life and the break that he has on his pitches. So he just did what he normally does.
Moncada, tends to work really deep in counts.
Yeah.
Can also lead to him getting strikeouts, but do you ultimately see him putting himself in good positions by working counts that deeply?
I'm gonna say this, that I think that there were, and I'm probably getting in trouble for this, but there were a couple calls that he took, some pitches that he took for third strikes that were probably not strikes, and he took them. They weren't situations in which he would want to go ahead and expand the zone a little bit, and so he didn't. So he comes back into the dugout, and if it's a situation where I say to him, hey, you got to expand it a little bit, but that's not the case.